Hi, my name is Sam Sandoval, and in this video, I'm going to provide an introduction of HYD EBS 243, Water Resources Planning and Management. So come, join. First, I'm going to provide an introduction of who I am. So that will be a Sam Sandoval 101. Then I'm going to be talking about the class and providing the overall objectives and so on. Later, I'm going to be talking about the content, the syllabus, and some of the logistics. So I'm glad that you are here. So yes, my name is Samuel Sandoval Solis. Sam Sandoval. You can call me Professor Sandoval, Dr. Sandoval. I would prefer if you call me Sam. So that's great, like the movie. Okay, so a little bit about me. Yes, I was born and raised in Mexico City. Hablo un poco de español. And well, I mean, I was growing there. I did my back there. I did all my education. I have a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. Later, I did a master's in hydraulics. And along those years, in 2006, I was able to get a scholarship, and then I moved to Texas. I did my PhD at the University of Texas at Austin in the Environmental and Water Resources Engineering graduate program. And so basically there I focus in water resources management, and mostly in the water allocation, water management between Mexico and the United States and along the different users in the Rio Grande, Rio Bravo basin. So that's back in there. Then in 2011, I got a job and I moved to California. I moved to the West. And basically, well, I've been in California since 2011. I'm a faculty. I'm an extension specialist. Fun fact. So when I moved to Texas in 2006, in that state, the country started, and then the drought spell was broken on 2011 when I moved to California, which coincidentally also the drought started. So that's just a fun fact. Anyway, as I mentioned, I'm a faculty. So basically I do all the things that faculty do, which is basically that I teach classes, I write papers, mentor graduate students, and so on. And also I am a cooperative extension specialist. And why is that important? Well, UC Davis is a land grant university, and it has a land grant mission. So it has this extension part of it. And what is that? So it's extending the knowledge from the university into the society. And that can go in terms of applied research, such as the one that you're seeing here with Maritza, a former student of the lab, that we did some of the water budgets and helped people in the state of California, in Ukiah, to manage their groundwater. The extension can also come in terms of science communication and outreach. So I've been doing some science communication and outreach with pre-K-12 students and so on. And so basically that's where I am. Why am I mentioning this extension specialist portion? Because it has not only been about kind of developing science, which is in itself is pretty good, but also making sure that those methods that they are applied for the benefit of the society, in this case, for the benefit of people living in California. And another fun fact. So yeah, back in Mexico, before actually moving here, I was a high school teacher. I used to teach math and physics in a low-income high school that I had a lot of fun. So let's talk about the class. So this is a water resources planning and management class. It is not a water policy class. And what's the main difference? So we're going to be talking about policies and different policies and how they have been implemented. But this is not related to that specific topic. This is more to show you, to teach you some of the methods, some of the technical skills, some of the algorithms, and how to use them to develop a water plan, to develop to understand water resources throughout the state, water resources in general. And the class is based in three. It has three main pillars. So the first pillar is what you saw there is theory. And yeah, this is for me kind of eating your vegetables, eating our vegetables. Yes, sometimes theory is a little bit more, it can be a little dry, but I think if we add some dressing, if we start I can start digesting some of the theory, I think it will be good, and it's part of your education to get the theory. Then you're gonna get some practice, and you're gonna be doing 7 exercises. Along those 7 exercises, it's just for me a way to actually show you how this theory is applied, how you can do the calculations and so on. And then we're gonna have this real world experience. And the real world experience, it can come in terms of sometimes guest speaker, sometimes showing you some of the work that we have done as applied science, some of the specific case of studies. So that's one portion of this. As you can see, this is a very holistic point of view. Now, some of that is not only about these kind of meetings and all these budgets and numbers on what strategies we should do. I strongly encourage you to go into rivers, to actually live the rivers. They are a lot of fun, and I think that I hope that we can go back and not only talk about rivers, but actually discuss things when you're floating on top of a river. So when people ask me about water resources management, what do I do? And typically the way that I respond is that I understand, I make sure that the water that how to deliver water to your home, the water that you take at home, the water that you eat in your food, the water that you enjoy when you go boating, when you go hiking, when you go canoeing, the water needed for the lights and the energy. That's pretty much a water resources planning and management. Planning will be more in these terms of developing these water plans, strategies, analyzing cost, and so on. Management in terms of the operations and the different methods to improve the water use, to optimize it, to make more to make a better distribution of water. So think about this. So for our sake, we need water throughout 365 days. Um, Sometimes we need a little bit more, sometimes we need a little bit less, but we need for that period of time. Agriculture, the food that we eat, basically we need it for a certain period of time when we have enough sunlight and the climatic conditions to grow food. Water for the environment, that is also required throughout the year and in different portions, in different times to do different work, different to provide different functions to the ecosystems that lives in rivers, the riverine ecosystems. So that's, you can see that all of those things are different. And water not falls in that amount on top of the roof of our home. So because water is not equitably distributed in time and place, in the right quantity with the adequate quality, there is this discipline that is called planning and management to find ways to redistribute this resource in a ways that satisfies, yes, the energy, your consumption, food, considering the environment, trying to protect, trying to restore the environment for today and the future. So that is that. As I was thinking of this presentation, I couldn't help to I couldn't help myself to talk about this. I get pretty excited when I talk about water resources planning and management. So that's something that I wanted to share. That's in itself what we're going to be seeing, this redistribution of water. Going back to my comment when I say, like, well, I make sure that you have water on your home, and basically I'm thinking from when it rains. Think about this: when as water is raining or evaporating from the ocean, and it comes in the basin that you are, and it starts raining. How that water that is raining, or it comes in fog, or is already in the ground, how that water is used and redistributed throughout time, throughout the space, throughout a given location, with the adequate quality to meet all these different objectives for food, for houses, for that's water resources management. It is at the interface between water availability and water use. Natural is the interface between the natural systems, the natural water systems, and the water cycle compared to the economy and the different uses that we have for water. So anyway, I know I got carried away of this. Sorry. And now let's. This will be a good time for you to either take a break and go for a glass of water, because I'm going to be talking right now about the syllabus. So let's talk about the class. So yes, this is the class, Water Resources Planning and Management, and let me talk about a little bit of some of the mechanics of the class. So this is the canvas for the class, and basically this is what we're gonna be. This will be the class. Also, you can find the class in the web page of the class. So if you go to watermanagement.ucdavis.edu, teaching HYD EBS 243, you're going to find it here. You're going to find also the syllabus, which I already put it in here, and this is the calendar is also already in here. You're going to find also a lot of all the files, the exercises, and the presentations. It will be posted in Canvas and also in this website. So the class is 1.5 hours, so 3 hours per week. This time I'm going to be giving you 40, more or less 40 minutes of between videos and things that you have to review. And that will be half of the class. Then we're going to meet from 5:30 to 6:10 in this link, and we're going to be discussing some of the things that I just mentioned. Okay, so that's one thing. Again, this is me. I'm Samuel Sandoval, and then here you can send me an email. For office hours, it will be on Thursdays from 11 to 2, and this is how you can actually request it. You just click on that link, see which day you want to request an office hour, you select it, and it will be that simple. You're going to receive a calendar invitation the same as I do. So I've reserved that time for you to meet. Take advantage of the office hours. As I mentioned, of this cooperative extension and so on. This is not only about the class. It can be related to your specific research. It can be some career advice. My door is open, or my email is open. So you can send me an email, and I'll make sure to get some time to talk to you. Okay, so again, the materials will be posted there. There are no TAs. I'm going to be your lecturer, your professor, and your TA. That will be a lot of fun. The required materials will be provided in the Canvas. So in terms of grading, extremely important. There's not there we are not you're not gonna receive any exam. So it's basically exercises and then a term project, and that is pretty important. So you're gonna have. So I'm gonna give you 7 exercises. One of those exercises is optional. We'll talk about it, and then 40% is gonna be of a term project. These are the different deadlines for the abstract, methods, preliminary results, and final report that well you will have to submit to account for your term projects. Ideally, I'm going to explain all the different topics. Ideally, you will find one of these topics that you think it might be good to use for your term project on the research that you're already doing. I really want you to use this class as a class that will help you further your research or further the work that you're doing on your own research, and how that kind of fits between in water resources management. So think about that. In terms of the exercises, again, as I mentioned here, they are 7. It starts in exercise number 2. I'm not going to explain why I start in 2 and not 1, but so these are 7 exercises. This exercise 4 is optional. However, I mean, this is an exercise in WIP. I will strongly encourage you that if you're using a Mac, that you have a partition for your Mac, a boot camp, so you have a Windows partition in your Mac, so you can install this software. And as you're installing it, this is a software that is widely used throughout the world. It is one of the softwares that is highly used in the state of California and in other different countries. So that will be a good tool to learn. The rest I'm just going to be posting, and these are going to be the due dates. Now, let's go back to what I was talking to you, which is what is the content of the class. So this class is not only teaching you about water resources management, but also some of the basics of water resources modeling. This first part is just about discussing the syllabus. So let's take a look at this. So first, as I was talking, we're going to be, I'm going to explain you about water resources management. Okay. That will be the first part of, that's one of the topics. Then we're going to be talking about water in California. And those 2 topics are a lot of fun. You're going to see why they are a lot of fun. Then control volumes, conservation of mass, and water budget. This is, again, eating our vegetables. This is not this is something that as you're trying to build a conceptual model, your own models, this is something important to consider. Then again, we're going to be talking about stream flow completion, so data completion, and then unimpaired and naturalized flows. Later, we're going to be talking about model calibration, verification. So if you're building a model, assessing if the model is working well or not. Surface water hydrology and modeling, that will be also great. Later, we're going to be talking about water resources modeling and principles, simulation modeling, water allocation systems and simulation modeling. Then once you're evaluating all these different strategies, what is the performance criteria that you use to say, well, this strategy is better than the other, and so on. So we're going to be talking about performance criteria, then optimization modeling, reservoirs reoperation. So, and this will go about just rethinking our systems. These reservoirs reoperations and groundwater management conjunctive use, it is the same. It's just thinking water as water. That is a very radical concept, because traditionally we've been thinking about water as surface water, or water as groundwater, or water as a recycled water. Let's think water as water, as this radical idea where you can actually think of all the different sources, but you can start using it in a way, because water is water, to improve the use, improve the allocation, the distribution, to meet all the different objectives. Again, so that's something that we're going to learn. Yes, we're going to be talking also about dollars, so cost benefit, risk analysis, expected monetary value, which I think is on today's is going to be pretty important. Yes, principles of environmental flows. That also is going to be very important, because we're not only going to be talking about human water use, but also we're going to be talking about environmental water use. So that will be great. And then at the end, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit of the role of scientists in decision making. So that's what we have on the menu for the class. Let me go back here and mention this. So as I mentioned, so we're going to be meeting pretty much from 5:30 to 6:10. I know it's just right before the dinner, and many of you you're going to start being a little bit hungry. So please hang in there. You can also bring your salad or your soup just while you are taking the class. One thing here. So look for a place where you can actually sit and pay attention to the discussion. I know it's going to be 40 minutes, I don't want it to be that tedious. So that's why I decided to short that out. Look for a desk or a table with no distracting on the background. As you're seeing here, I have the state of California, and I think that's not too distracting. But anyway, just look that you don't have such a distracting background. You can at any point you can say like, hey Sam, and unmute your microphone. Also, you can if you can type the questions on the chat. I'll be able to. I will keep an eye on the chat, so I'm answering all those questions. And in this case, microphones and headphones are recommended. So that will be this for this. Again, thank you for joining HYD EBS 243. I'll be very happy to have you at the class. One last comment. I understand that. Well, I mean, we're going through a lot in terms of the pandemic, in terms of the COVID-19, and let's take this time to focus, to set data on the side. Think that's part of things that we have to deal. But let's focus at this moment. Take this opportunity take this class as an opportunity for you to space out of all that craziness, and then go into something that I hope that I want to share with you, and I want to share with passion, because I'm really passionate about this topic. So please give me that opportunity. Give yourself that opportunity to take all of that out, and let's talk about water. Let's talk about water resources management in this class. Again, welcome.